Tech entrepreneur Bob Lee, who helped launch Cash App and was most recently employed by the cryptocurrency startup MobileCoin, was stabbed to death last week on the streets of San Francisco. Lee had lived in the city for a number of years before relocating to Miami due to reported concerns he had about San Francisco's rising crime. He had returned to the area for a business trip when he was killed, and so far, police say that no arrests have been made.
This was a tragedy and a crime, and it's under investigation. You heard it from the chief. We don't know all the facts. The department will update the public and the commission when we do.
Lee's death prompted Twitter CEO Elon Musk, whose social media company is headquartered in the city, to comment on the rise of local violent crime, calling it, quote, horrific. And it's a sentiment shared by many others who reside in San Francisco. According to a poll conducted by the San Francisco Chronicle, over the last 5 years, nearly half of the respondents had been a victim of property crime, and 65% reported that the quality of life in the city is worse now than when they moved there.
When you are in a room full of people, I would say probably anywhere between 90 and 95% of folks could raise their hand and say that either their car has been broken into, or they've been a victim in some capacity or another.
Meanwhile, the number of reported assault cases is up by 2%, and robberies are up by 14% this year, as violent crime rates have risen steadily since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Though San Francisco sees fewer annual homicides than other major cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago, or even smaller cities like Minneapolis and Milwaukee, murder rates have still been increasing as of late, up more than 36% since 2019. These trends were seemingly enough to convince San Francisco Mayor London Breed to reverse some of her policies regarding policing. Back in 2020, in the wake of George Floyd's killing and resulting calls to defund law enforcement, Breed announced a $120 million budget cut for the city's police and sheriff's departments. However, come 2021, Breed changed course, pledging to be, quote, more aggressive with law enforcement. And the following year, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors approved a $50 million increase for the police department's budget.
It's time that the reign of criminals who are destroying our city, it is time for it to come to an end.
This has all contributed to what some have called a doom loop, when a domino effect of problems lends itself into making each subsequent issue worse. In San Francisco, this can in part be attributed to events like recent big tech layoffs and the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank. These types of incidents have led to fewer people occupying San Francisco, bringing tax revenue down and causing business closures. And a surge in remote work from the city's tech industry isn't helping matters. The San Francisco Chronicle reported nearly 3/4 of local residents who left the city during the pandemic to work from home have not returned, as office space vacancies increased by almost 300% from pre-pandemic levels. The empty streets then become a breeding ground for crime, which law enforcement and other public workers have had less resources to combat as a result of those diminished tax funds. As the growing crime data continues to concern the citizens of San Francisco, friends and family of Bob Lee don't care much about statistics. They just want answers.
Thanks for watching. In this time of media mistrust, Straight Arrow News is on a mission to bring you unbiased, fact-based reporting. So like and subscribe to Straight Arrow News. And for all of our content, go to straightarrownews.com.